Once upon a time, there was a large group of owls that were flying long distances, looking everywhere for a place to build their homes. When they found a jungle that was covered with lush green trees. And they were delighted because this jungle had so many trees that each of the owls had a chance to select the tree in which they wanted to build their nest. So each of the owls went to all the beautiful greenest of trees and started building their homes there. Amongst this group of owls was an old owl. This old owl was very, very wise. He would only look at everything, but he would only speak when it was really needed. The old owl took a long time to fly and reach the jungle. And when he reached the jungle, he looked everywhere. He saw a lot of those green trees, but each one of them had been taken by his younger friends. But the old owl just smiled. He did not complain. He flew around the forest once again, looking everywhere for a place to build his own house. But the only tree that he could find was an old oak tree that was almost drying up. The owl did not complain, neither did he say anything. He quietly flew there and he decided this was going to be his new home. He started building a house there and living there. But the younger owls were very wicked. They would tease the older owl.
Old man, couldn't you find a better tree to make your home in? It's dried up and old just like you. Look at our homes. We are so lucky to have found such beautiful green trees. We don't like yours. It's not nice. Go find yourself a better house.
And they would fly away. And this old owl would listen to everything that they had to say very quietly. All he did was just smile. And he said, "It's too early to say anything right now." But the younger owls would not understand. They would simply smirk and they would fly away. One day, a large group of woodcutters came into the forest. They had really big axes and they were looking to cut down the trees. And they said,
This forest is beautiful. It's full of beautiful green trees. It's going to fetch us a very big price in the market. Let's all get to work, my friends."
And at once, they started cutting all the trees in the forest. And guess which were the trees that they selected? You're right, all of the green trees, where all the younger owls built their homes. The younger owls screamed and screeched and cried. But their cries were not heard by any of the woodcutters who continued to cut down the trees mercilessly. While the woodcutters cut down all the green trees, the old owl was sitting in his house and looking at everything. He looked everywhere. He saw his young friends crying and screaming and screeching, and the woodcutters mercilessly cutting down all the trees. And then he remembered his younger friends telling him how unlucky he was to have built his house in the old oak tree. But then, once the woodcutters had cut down all the trees, and when they came to the old oak tree, they looked at the tree and they said,
"This tree is such a waste. It's not going to fetch us any money. Let's leave it alone."
And they walked away. The old owl sat in his house and smiled once again. And he said,
"Didn't I say it was too early to say anything? Sometimes even curses are blessings in disguise."
That day, the younger owls understood how wise the old owl had been. And so finally, when they managed to build their own homes again, they would always tell their younger ones a story. Do you know what the story was?
The wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Let's all be like that wise old bird. And the wise old owl would sit in his home in the old oak tree, and he would smile. And since that day, we say, as wise as an owl. So children, let's all be as wise as the owl. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I will be back very soon with a new story. Till then, bye-bye.